no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
On today's episode, Week 17 preview versus the Denver Broncos. Then we're going to tell you what to watch for in the game. Even though the Raiders are out of the playoff hunt, there's still a lot of things that y'all need to be watching. And then I'm going to tell you which players are going to be free agents and definitely keep a close eye on those guys. The 2021 NFL draft order and how the Raiders can go up and how they can go down with a win or loss. And, yeah, I'm going to tell you how you're going to be able to get hooked up with an awesome Nike Raiders jersey. That's all coming up right now. All right, let's look at this Week 17 game. I was hoping that this was going to mean a lot more. I really, really was. But unfortunately, the Raiders are at 7-8. The Broncos are at 5-10. And if there's one of the teams that I dislike the most, it is the Denver Donkeys. And I'm sure y'all can agree with me on that. I've had producer Sam yapping in my ear all freaking week that the Broncos are going to beat the Raiders. It's not going to happen, right? Right? Well, guess what? He's going to be producing this watch party, and I need y'all to show out for me. So make sure you don't miss out on our Raiders against the Broncos watch party. It's going to start 10 minutes before kickoff, so keep that in mind for me, please. Please, please, please. So go ahead, hit that big red button that says subscribe. Turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss anything, and that way you can join my watch party. I would definitely, definitely appreciate that. I think we had like 120,000 views last week. I think we had like 7,000 people watching at one time. It gets crazy. And if you miss being able to go to those tailgates, if you miss being able to see other Raider fans, then this is the perfect opportunity to tune in, watch the game. Obviously, I can't show it because then I'm going to have to charge money. But this is all about trying to figure out ways. All about figuring out ways how I can show and talk about the game 100% free because I think that's what 2020 is all about. So go down in the comments. Let me know. Get your score predictions in. Raiders against the Denver Broncos. Oh, wait, there's a typo on there. I should say Donkeys. It's okay. But the last time these teams played, it was 37-12. And I don't know if it's going to be that big of a blowout this time because both teams are not playing very good football. I'm going to go a little bit underneath that. I'm going to go with like a 31-26 victory for the Raiders. And if you guys are confident that the Raiders are going to win, and I mean, I'm looking right now down in the comments, you guys can go ahead and bet on this game. And the Raiders right now are 3-point favorites over the Broncos. The over-under in this one, 50.5. So for me, I'm trying to do the math. I should bet the over, and I should bet the Raiders to cover. Perfect. All right. If you guys want to bet on the Raiders, if you want to bet on all NFL games this upcoming week, you got to do it at BETUS. Chatsports.com/Raiders gets you a 125% deposit bonus. So when you deposit at least $100, you're going to get 125% deposit match. So if you want to deposit $200, you get $250 for free. Like, there's no limit on this. We got you covered. Chatsports.com/Raiders. And if you want a free Raiders jersey, this is how you go ahead and get one. You got to go ahead and deposit at BETUS, chatsports.com/Raiders. Once you deposit at least $100, I want you then to email me, raiders@chatsports.com. So once you deposit at least $100 at BETUS, you'll get $125 for free to bet with. Then email me, raiders@chatsports.com, and I'm going to hook you up with some details on how to get a free Raiders jersey. This deal is not from BETUS. This is from the kindness of Chat Sports, the kindness of the Raiders Report, kindness of me. We want to be able to hook you guys up. 2020's been a rough year. We get it. Rough year for people, rough year for Raiders football. And if I can make, put a smile on y'all's face by putting a jersey on your back, that's what I'm trying to do. So email me, raiders@chatsports.com for the jersey details. All right, it's time now to look at what I am going to be watching for and what y'all should be watching for against the Broncos. I mean, I'm just going to say, I want to see Derek Carr play, obviously, but I also want to see Marcus Mariota play, and I'm really, really curious if the Raiders roll him out there. So this is what Jon Gruden had to say on Derek Carr, but I want you to see the very end. Derek will start and finish the season, just like we had anticipated he would. Whether Marcus has a role in this, we'll wait and see. So the past weeks has always been, this is Derek Carr, he's going to play, it's his game. This is really the first time that Gruden has said, well, maybe we might see Mariota. So there's a part of me that's like, I think you should roll with him. So here's Derek Carr's numbers against the Dolphins, which, let me just say, very impressive numbers against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL right now. But how about this, Mariota? He had a phenomenal game against the Chargers, and if it wasn't for that one pick, which he threw it a little bit behind Zay Jones, we'd be like, dude, this is one of the best games that we've seen in a long time at the quarterback position. And then here's his numbers rushing. 9 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Bottom line is this. The one thing that Mariota can bring that Carr simply can't, especially now with the groin, is the ability to run. And if I'm the Raiders, if I'm Jon Gruden, I'm honestly going to kind of treat this game like a preseason game where I'm going to see what I got in certain guys. And one of the guys that you definitely need to figure out what you got is Marcus Mariota. So, like, why not just get a few plays out of him, see what you have, and then going forward, it's maybe a little bit easier. So who should start against the Denver Broncos? I want you to type MM for Marcus Mariota, or I want you to type DC for Derek Carr. I've been on the train that it's time to see what you got in Mariota for a long time. I also understand this. Derek probably gives you the best chance to win. He's the better quarterback here. However, why not just play Carr and Mariota? I'm not saying, like, give the first half to Derek, give the second half to Marcus, but I am saying this. In the goal-to-go situations in the red zone where the Raiders have really been struggling, why not just put out Mariota there one play? Or why not do a run-pass option? Why not just try to see if this two-quarterback thing can at least work for a play or two to pick up a first down? Last week, the Raiders were 0 for 10. 0 for 10 on third down. That just can't happen. All I'm asking is maybe just 5, maybe 10 plays where Marcus just comes out onto the field, adds an extra dimension, and makes the defense worry about him. Because that's why you're paying him almost $10 million this year. All right, the next thing I'm going to be watching for, the red zone play calling, because it just makes me want to rip out my hair sometimes. It's just like, I literally can't take it. You're sitting there, you're watching it, and there was a play this past week where the only person that went out for a route was Jason Witten. No offense to Jason Witten, but a 10-year-old hitting Ask Madden wouldn't pick a play where Jason Witten is the only guy going out for a route. Jon Gruden, the entire offense needs to be better in the red zone because right now they're ranked 25th in the league. 54.4% of their red zone opportunities are converting to touchdowns. Also, they lead the league in the most short yard field goals. 18 field goals this year, under 29 yards. Good football teams convert when it matters the most. The Raiders have really struggled with that. Also, I don't get the idea of having at times like these amazing drives where they're passing it, they get some cool plays, and then as soon as they get into the red zone, it just flames out. It's frustrating. Now, if you guys want to talk more with me about the Raiders, their red zone struggles, or heck, who should start at quarterback, I'm always doing this kind of stuff on Instagram as well, doing Instagram Live. So, if you want to talk more Raiders with me, slide in my DMs, give me a follow. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. All right, we got two more things. The 2021 free agents. The reason why you need to be watching this is because the Raiders have a lot of them, and they're going to have a lot of tough situations. They're going to have a lot of tough decisions to make. So what I wanted to be able to show you is all the free agents that the Raiders have and how much money they made this year and what really you should watch for. Jonathan Hankins is a player that I don't know if he's going to end up coming back. The biggest name on here, Nicholas Morrow, you definitely need to extend him. Tack McKinley, whether or not they end up keeping him, and if they don't, you know, you get a 5th-round pick for him. Eric Harris, very good player. However, the biggest reason why I'm saying move on from Eric Harris, because if you're going to pay a guy $2.5 million realistically to just be a special teams guy, that's not worth it. But I'm sorry, Eric, you're just not good enough to be able to start every single day, at least not be able to start at safety. It's just something that you can't do. So I guess that's why we're going to cover him up. Here are some other players, okay? You got Nathan Peterman, Denzel Good, Nevin Lawson, Derek Carrier, and Zay Jones. No offense to all 5 of those guys, you can do without him. Nathan Peterman, I get that Gruden likes him, but he's not really a quarterback that I think it's worth paying almost $2 million for. Nevin Lawson hasn't been good. Derek Carrier is our 3rd-string tight end. Out of those 5 guys, you should watch them and realize that, you know what, there's definitely a lot of other options out there. How about these next 4 players? Kyle Wilbur, I think you should end up keeping him. Raekwon McMillan, he's good in the run game, but he's just a disaster everywhere else. Sam Young, he's a liability. Devontae Booker, he's a running back that I would actually end up bringing back, but only if he agrees to go for a $1.1 million deal. How about this next list? This is a bigger list. Nelson Aguilar, he's probably going to end up testing free agency. But how can you figure out a way to be able to coax him and be able to bring him back because he's been your best wide receiver option? The numbers he's putting up are the numbers that I wanted Henry Ruggs to put up. It just hasn't happened yet. Theo Riddick, good pass-catching running back, but probably can do without him. Darryl Worley, see ya. He stinks. I don't need him. And then Vic Beasley. I anticipate the Raiders to try to find out a way how they end up bringing back Vic. The talent's there. It's just the issue is, does he actually want to play? So that's why also you don't go out and bring in Conley because you already, or not Conley, Clowney, because you basically already have a Jadeveon Clowney and Vic Beasley. How about Daniel Levitt? Daniel Levitt is a player that I know they like on special teams. I anticipate he comes back. Trent Syke, long snapper, I know they like him. Daniel Carlson's having a much better year. And then Kendall Vickers. What I want you guys to be doing, watch these players because this is going to be the last impression, not just on coaches, but on Raider Nation. And I just want you all to remember we are going to be doing videos the entire offseason, so make sure you guys don't go anywhere, subscribe, all that good stuff. So which Raiders 2021 free agent are you going to be watching the closest? Go down in the comments and let me know. The last thing that we're going to be watching for, guys that want to play, and this is back-to-back weeks that I am putting this on the show because you see far too often for the Raiders, no effort. And it makes me want to pull my hair out. And I actually thought it was funny how many times I got tagged in the J.J. Watt speech because he basically was just like, if you don't want to play football, get off my football field. But you know what, man? I appreciate a guy like J.J. Watt who, does he get paid a lot of money? Yes, absolutely. But he flat out said, if you don't want to play, get off the field. 2020 has been a crazy year, and you're getting paid a lot of money to play a game. Think about that. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. But effort takes no talent. And the Raiders right now are lacking effort. I want guys that want to play football. Play Raider football. Just got to sometimes use your head, y'all. All right, how about this? We're going to look at now the AFC playoff picture. I know the Raiders aren't listed, and it kills y'all. And you're probably going to get mad at me for showing it. But you know what? I got to end up doing it. And the reason why I want you guys to look at this AFC playoff picture is because I was hoping the Raiders are going to be in it, but I also want you to look at some of the teams that you see on screen here. The Raiders beat the Chiefs, played a tough game against the Bills, played a tough game against the Dolphins that they probably should have won, did beat the Browns. The Raiders are close. They're just not quite there yet. So now we're going to look at the current 2021 NFL draft order. And I know a lot of y'all are like, oh, I don't want the Raiders to win because if they lose, they get a better draft pick. I'm never going to be Team Tank. I don't like that idea. I don't like being, let's try to lose football games. So what I want you all to look at are some of the teams that are going to be drafting right in front of the Raiders. So the Broncos, they're at 5-10, and they're the team, obviously, that's playing the Raiders this week. But now let's look at 11, 12, 13, 14. The Patriots, Vikings, Chargers, Cowboys, they could all win. And if they do win and the Raiders lose, that does make it a lot more interesting in terms of tiebreakers. The reason, though, that I do honestly want the Raiders to win this game is because I anticipate the Cardinals and then the Rams game, who have two backup quarterbacks, that's a coin flip. But even if the Raiders win, go 8-8, and the Cardinals go 8-8, the Raiders stay at 16. So the fact that the Raiders are going to be 16 at the absolute worst, that's pretty good to me. So if they win the game, you go off on a high note, have some confidence flowing, Jon Gruden has a better record, that's what I want to see. I don't watch the Raiders for them to lose. And I get that some of you want them to lose to get a better draft pick, but honestly, you're only going to go up maybe 1, 2, 3 more spots at the absolute most. It's going to mean more for this team to finish the season on a high note. So I hope everyone can agree that the Raiders want to win. And if you're a big-time Raiders fan and you enjoy what we do here, please go ahead and like the video.